Gonna do a mic check real quick. Microphone check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Microphone check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Microphone check. Does everybody have good audio? All right. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for being here. I sure wish we were here talking to each other under different circumstances. But considering the circumstances, I'm glad we have the opportunity to be here to help you and help your families and help you rebuild your homes, which is what this is all about. Before I get into some of the details about that, I want to introduce several people to you here today. One is your state representative, West Verdell. Why don't you stand up real quick? Doing a great job, but kind of let me emphasize, there's different reasons why you have a state representative. One is to go vote in the Capitol on legislation, but the other is to physically and actually represent you and to address your needs. The fact of the matter is we're going to be addressing your needs in part today, and both the state and your local governments are going to be addressing your needs on an ongoing basis. But the other reality is you're going to face your own unique challenges. You need to make sure that if you cannot find an answer any other way, that you call and contact the office of West Verdell. It's his job task, it's his responsibility representing this district to be there to help you to cut through the red tape. You know, one thing that occurs in life in general, one thing that occurs in the rebuilding process is red tape. Our collective goal is to cut through all that red tape, simplify this, make it go faster, make it go easier. I'm going to talk about ways we could do that, but one way to do that is through West Verdell. Second is the person who will talk after me is Nim Kidd. Nim Kidd is the chief of the Texas Division of Emergency Management. That's a long title. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. So the state and every state in the United States has a division or agency in charge of responding to emergencies. It could be tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, fires, all kinds of things. And that's what his job is. His job is to be in charge of that operation for the entire state. And under him are a large workforce of people who assist to ensure that the needs of everybody affected by a tragedy, affected by a disaster, are met. And he has with him, I hate to front run you on this, but he has with him here today several people who work in the Division of Emergency Management. If y'all would please stand up and let us see you. They are standing up. They're rim. Looks like you have two colors of shirts on today. You got some white shirts and some blue navy shirts on. But they are in the back of the room, and they have one job, and that's to help you. And we want to make sure that when you leave here today, that you feel like every need that you have is being met, every concern, challenge, whatever the case may be, is being met. And so, for one, you have Representative West Verdell. For another, you're going to have Chief Nim Kidd, who's going to be here. Third, you're going to have his team members who are in the back you can talk to. And then last, is it correct that there's going to be people out in the lobby who are able to assist out there? And that's what these folks, why don't y'all stand up? So we almost have as many people here to help as we have people here to help. And those are good numbers because we want to make sure that your needs are addressed. Let me tell you about that, but let me mention one other thing first. This is the worst flood in the history of Texas as it concerns the loss of life, definitely. And we're still working to address those concerns as well as continuing to search for two remaining people who are still lost. But we know the magnitude of the devastation that has occurred to this community. Part of it is physical devastation because of damages to your homes or vehicles or property or whatever the case may be. Damages to the families who lost a loved one or had a loved one injured. We know that those are challenges that don't go away just because it's a new week or a new month or whatever the case may be. There are challenges, mental and emotional, maybe physical, that exist for a long time. I say all this because in addition to helping you rebuild your homes, we want to help you rebuild your lives. And part of that may mean addressing challenges that you have in your life that go beyond just rebuilding your home. Know that there are resources available for you as we help you personally, individually. And it could be kids in your family or whatever the case may be. We want to make sure that you know you have support here. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to go paying for it. It is available for you constantly as you go through the process of rebuilding your lives. Let me just quickly walk through with you exactly kind of what the state does as it concerns disasters like this. Job number one is to deploy in advance any type of emergency rescue operations and equipment and things like that that were deployed beginning on the 2nd and 3rd of July and were there in the earliest hours on July the 4th. Then is to be involved in the rescue operations. When you look at all the state personnel, whether it be it's called Texas Task Force 1. They're the emergency rescue experts in swiftwater boats and things like that. Whether it be the helicopters, whether it be the Texas military department, such as the National Guard, or whether it be the Texas Department of Public Safety, altogether, state agencies were able to rescue and evacuate well more than 1,000 people. Lives are saved because of what they were able to do. And many of them remain here in the area as they continue to search for the 2 remaining bodies. Second thing we do is we help your local communities begin the cleanup process. And one of the largest tasks that you have seen and have observed yourselves is debris removal. There's a lot of debris when you have something like this. And there's, in a way, 2 different kinds of it. It's what happens naturally in the river basin. But there's a lot of debris as you muck out your homes, as you pull all the waste out of your house or your residence, wherever you live, and it has to go somewhere. And typically right now it's probably going into a big pile of debris, and we contract with agencies that are responsible for removing that debris out there. And that debris removal is going to be an ongoing process for maybe even months. But the goal that we have is to get the debris removed from your neighborhood, from your region, from your area as quickly as possible. Here again is a way in which West Verdell can help. If you say, man, we got debris that needs to be removed from location X, call Wes and he'll work to make sure we got a team out there removing it. Or call Nimkid or his team back here. They're the ones who have these contracts with these debris removal agencies to make sure we will get it removed as quickly as we possibly can. And then we get to kind of what we're here to talk about today. Some of you had your homes completely destroyed. Others had damage, could be significant, maybe something less than significant. Many of you have challenges as we speak right now with regard to where you're living. There's 2 time periods to address that. There's what's called temporary assistance and then permanent assistance. On the temporary side, it could be immediate lodging. Some of you may be in a hotel, some of you may be in Airbnb, some of you may be living with somebody else, whatever the case may be. We want to make sure that while your home is being rebuilt, that you have a place to live, and that place where you're living is paid for. There are resources to pay for that. Many, if not most of you, have already signed up for FEMA. And if you signed up for FEMA, FEMA should be paying for your temporary residence of where you're staying right now. If not, we have teams here today to work with you, to assist you, to make sure that your temporary residential needs are being met. But another thing that we're here to announce is to help you with the rebuild of your residence. And I realize residences are different things to different people. One type of residence where people were staying is RVs. And I don't know if there's anybody here who was staying in an RV or not. I do want you to know, I couldn't tell if you were raising your hands or not, but I do want you to know that there are separate from what we're working on today, there is an organization called Samaritan's Purse that is paying for the RV of everyone who lost an RV. And so if there's anybody here who lost an RV, I want you to be sure and talk to NIMKID. When we're done talking, we're going to come down here to the floor. But if you're in an RV, I want you to make sure you talk to NIMKID to make sure that we're coordinating with you in a way that needs to be done. Because you're here means that separate from Samaritan's Purse, they're going to be getting a check today, which is really the last thing I want to mention. Everybody here is getting a check today, a substantial check. And this was intended to make sure money got into your hands as quickly as possible. I want to tell you where it's coming from. I'm going to talk to you about several different sources. So many of you are familiar. There was a fundraising benefit concert put on by George Strait as well as a bunch of other performers. And they had a goal. Their goal was to help you get back into your homes as quickly as possible, cutting through all the red tape that typically exists. And to help you understand by contrast, when we're dealing with a hurricane, we're going through FEMA in the long term, and then we're going through HUD in the long term, and it can take several years before people are able to get back into their home. What our goal is to have it take several weeks or several months, not several years. And that was the mission not just of George Strait, but the entire group. I want you to know that the name of the group that's in charge of this is called Vaqueros del Mar. And this is the group that represents all of the entertainers who are part of this benefit concert. And they collectively wanted to make sure that you got relief directly from them with a check in your hand today to help you along your way, knowing that a primary issue you're dealing with is making sure you're going to have your home rebuilt and you're going to be able to get back into it as quickly as possible, knowing also that there are other losses that you have. Think of everything that was in your home, ranging from food to appliances, like it could be a washer, dryer, refrigerator, whatever the case may be, or it could be clothing, all kinds of things that would have been in your house that, for one, you lost, but that cost money. And you need financial assistance to replace that. Some of you may need money because of a lost vehicle. There's all different types of things that money is needed for. The requirement is this. For charitable donations that are made from what's called a 501c3, this is kind of technical legal stuff, but they have to make sure the money is being provided to you for a loss that you sustained in a disaster. That's simple. Said it differently, this isn't money that you can take and go off to Las Vegas and have a good time or anything like that. This is here to help everybody rebuild their lives. There are two representatives from Vaqueros del Mar, and they're right here. We have Linda Bean and Diane Deanda. And here's the way this is going to happen. After I finish talking, Chief Kidd is going to visit with you a little bit. And then we're going to have everybody come down this aisle in alphabetical order. And they are going to present to you today money today. No one here is going to leave empty-handed. In fact, you're going to get a lot more than what you probably even know you're going to get to help you begin the process of rebuilding your lives. Knowing also that the amount you're getting today is to help kickstart that process. The reality is some of you have incurred a loss that may be like $5 or $10 or $15,000. Some of you had total devastation that may be over $100,000. What this organization is, their goal is to make sure every single one of you is going to have 100% of the money that you need to completely rebuild your home. And so this is not the last check that you will get unless this fully provides all the resources you need to rebuild. If you need more in the rebuilding process, know that it's their expectation, and it should be your expectation, that you're going to be able to come back and get additional funds to complete the rebuilding of your home. Last thing I want to talk about is put a couple of pieces of the puzzle together. Many of you probably heard something that we talked about last week. I'm sorry, not last week, this past Thursday. I was in Kerrville with the Community Foundation for the Hill Country, where it was announced at that time that of the more than $100 million that they have received in donations, they were at that time on this past Thursday allocating $40 million to help people rebuild their homes. They are rebuilding, their primary goal is to address all homeowners who are not covered by the donations that you all are receiving. What the Vaqueros Del Mar are doing, they're helping to rebuild the homes and lives of more than 100 of those who were affected by the flood. And what the community fund will be doing is helping all the others. Altogether, I believe there's far more than enough money to fully rebuild every home that was damaged in any way by the flood. There will be money left over, especially from the community fund. The money left over from the community fund will address several things. One, it will address things such as mental health. Two, they'll retain certain money to make sure that if future, let's say there wasn't enough money to go around to begin with, they'll be able to make sure that there will be enough money to help you finish out the rebuild of your house. But then they're going to be working quickly, as in maybe beginning as early as this next week, but certainly in the next few weeks. And that is helping businesses rebuild. Businesses, many of you may have your own business, work at a business, whatever the case may be. We know that that business and the revenue that comes from it, that's very important income for you personally, but also for the community. And so all of us want to work together to make sure that we're building homes and we are rebuilding businesses at record pace. You got to know this. The speed with which this is happening has never happened before. The more money is getting to more people faster than ever before. And we're proud to be able to help you along that process. And so there'll be other questions that will arise. And again, I'll be here. Chief Kidd will be here. You got people rimmed around the rim in the back and on your side over here to help answer any and all questions that you may have. Our goal is to help you rebuild your lives as quickly as possible. Now, Chief Kidd.
Check your phone. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here with you. My name is Nim Kidd, as the governor said. I'm the chief of TDIM, as you've heard, of the Division of Emergency Management. I know we all wanted to meet each other under different circumstances. And so our team is here to support you. We are not leaving you. We are here with you, and we will stay with you through this process. I want to tell you a little bit about my boss, the governor, and at some point he's going to come down here and he's going to want to meet with any one of you that wants to talk to him. And I'm asking you to tell him directly what you need from us. I spent 21 years in the San Antonio Fire Department, and as a first responder, I would go out on a 911 call and meet a patient and ask them what their primary or chief complaint was and how could I help, and they would give me an answer. And then another firefighter or paramedic would come over and ask the same question, and they would get a different answer. That didn't mean that patient was lying or untruthful with me, and it didn't mean that I wasn't doing my job. It meant that there was a traumatic experience, and we're asking what we can do to help, and we have different recollections of what we need at different times. And that man knows that, and that man is here to ask you directly what you need in order to get back on your feet. And so I won't be in trouble if you tell him something different than you told me. Unless it's the 5th time he's told me to do it, then I'll be in trouble for that. But I want to share that story with you because he's genuine and he's sincere about this. I also want to thank our navigators. Would you all stand up or raise your hand again over there, all the navigators and support partners? Go ahead, please stand up, raise your hand. They are our delegates. They are our surrogates. They are your one-stop shop because there are so many organizations that want to help you. And I know many of you have filled out applications for those organizations, 5, 10, 12 different applications. How many? Same information over and over again. So what the navigators are here to help you do is to navigate through that process to be your one point of contact to help get you what you need. If your navigators are not being responsive or not reaching out, our team wants to know that, because there are so many people here that want to help. But out of the resources that were in the lobby, I think you met earlier, the Endeavors Foundation, Samaritan's Purse, Salvation Army, Red Cross, Hill Country Mental Health Services, Global Empowerment Mission for financial assistance, Community Council of South Texas for financial assistance, and then Texas Health and Human Services Commission. And so that's just a small part of the folks that are here ready to support and help you. FEMA also is working really hard to help. They've put almost $30 million on the streets. The challenge is you do a lot of paperwork with them, and it takes a long time, and it's never the amount of money that you need. And because it is government money, it's taxpayer dollars, it's very finite or limited in what you can do with it. And I just want to say that's why I am so grateful for the Vaqueros Del Mar, for George and the other performers that raised these funds and put this together, because these funds are directly to you and for you. And I've worked with a lot of nonprofits over the years, and a lot of them keep an administrative fee or they hold back money to pay for the business into the business. 100% of the money raised by George and those other performers in this benefit is going through them to you and your neighbors. And I think they deserve a round of applause for that. That's huge. I want to quickly talk about next round rules. The governor mentioned this is not necessarily a one and done. There is more money out there that's coming. Your navigators, circling back to them, will be the ones to help you make sure you get what you need and who you need it from. So be sure to use them. And listen, I'm a lifelong Texan. I was born in Corsicana, raised in San Antonio. I'm as proud as they come. And I know this is a proud part of Texas. And we don't always like asking for help. I'm here to tell you there are a ton of people that want to help you. And asking for help is not weakness. It's what God put us all here together in this same place to do right here, right now. So if you have a need, we need to know what that need is. And then finally, I want to thank the rest of our faith-based organizations and our VOADs, the volunteer organizations that are active. They're not going away either. We are not leaving, and you are not alone. Now, I'm going to ask you for something. I need your help with this, okay? You ready? If your last name is A through J, I want you to line up, and A through J is going to walk out the back over there and come down that aisle and go see Miss Diane, A through J. If you are K through Z, you will line up and come down here and see Miss Linda. And then whenever y'all are done, if you want to speak with Governor Abbott, he will be sitting right down here. All right. Thank y'all very much.